Hi, welcome to the channel today. Today I'm going to be doing a couple of things. Main thing I'm going to be doing is potting up my tomato plants. These are my extra tomato plants that I was growing earlier. Already got them planted out in the garden so far. Almost all but two are doing really well, but you never know. So I do have backups. This is my backup plan, and they're getting kind of long and lanky, so I'm going to pot them up in these little bigger pots. And if you're going to plant out early, tomatoes early, you do need a backup plan. You do need to kind of that way. If something happens, you get one of these freak freezes, I still got tomatoes to plant. So that's what I'm doing today. First thing I'm going to do is going to be Lemon Boy, just because it's next on the deal. And I'm just going to do 2 per plant. And I'll pick out the one I think is the nicest ones. And what I like about these is, you notice all those roots are growing down, none of them's growing around. That's what good thing about these PropTech trays. And I got them from Haas Tools now sells them. I actually got them from another place. They don't sell them anymore. And the way I pot it up, I'm just going to set it down here on the bottom. I'm going to take my pot, whatever you're going to use. Now this is actually just some, I set it all the way to the bottom so I get a little bit more length, you know, it won't be as floppy. And just put them around there. Always make sure and label them. And give them a little bit of water. Now it is a little bit moist. This actually just, like I said, this is just some pine bark mulch, but it's pretty fine, so I think it works fine. I do have a little bit of liquid fertilizer I put in there. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. And, but I did want to kind of talk a little bit about what to, you know, I've been saying, you know, need to plant early on your tomatoes. And it got me to thinking, well, I already had mentioned about planting other things early, like your beans, your cucumbers, even your corn. And the reason for that is there's not a whole lot of reason to do that. Your beans are actually a true annual plant. They're going to grow so big, make so much fruit, or so many beans, and then they're going to die. Now, tomato plants, on the other hand, are actually a perennial plant. And they're going to grow, and they're going to produce seed, and they produce the fruit. Even your determinate varieties, despite what people say, they'll continue to make, like that. They'll continue to make tomatoes. They grow to a determined height and make tomatoes. Your beans don't do that. So there's not a real reason to plant too awful early. Wait till March, and we're still in February, and I would wait till the first week or two in March to plant my other stuff. Beans also don't like cool weather, so if you have some cool weather come in and they get cold, they would tend to stun on you and they won't grow as well, won't produce as many beans as if you would have planted them later. That's especially true, I know when I was in cotton country, working with farmers there, one of my first questions was, you know, because some of the people was planting early cotton, and guys in the office, I said, why don't everybody plant early? And I said, well, that's because when you plant early cotton, if we get any cool weather, it's going to stunt that cotton, and that cotton is going to never get out of that. In other words, it's going to set it back, and the people that plant later, the later planted cotton will catch the early planted cotton and then pass it. And actually, your early planted cotton may actually fruit later than what your later planted cotton does, and it will not produce as much. You know, once you get a cold snap on it, they know that its production is going to be lower. So that's kind of why you don't do it. The reason they did do it is because they're trying to get all the cotton in, and they had a lot of acres to plant. So that's something to kind of, you know, you should have a reason to plant early. And, you know, beans aren't it. Cucumbers don't like cold weather either. Squash and zucchini, and I'm talking about the summer squash, I think you want to try getting as early as you can. I've not done that, but you're trying to beat the squash vine borer. So I do think that it might be worth planting some seeds now inside and then transplanting them outside here in a week or two, or a couple of weeks probably. Don't let them get too big or get root bound. That's gonna be bad. But that's one that kind of makes me wonder, maybe it would be worth trying the early crop. But you know, the rest of them, don't want to stay on. I would wait. Now, corn, I did corn one year and I planted it out early. And then we got a cold snap. It bit the plant back. It never really recovered very well. The reason I was doing that was because I wanted that corn to go ahead and grow and produce to where I could have I could plant another crop of a different type of corn and it'd be okay. Well, got the cold snap on it, it kind of messed it up, and then it started growing at the same level as the other corn that I had, so I really didn't get a chance to do it. But it did, you know, it didn't do me any good to plant it 2 weeks earlier. I was going to try to plant it every 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to plant another variety, so that way they wouldn't cross-pollinate. Because corn is wind pollinated, it loves to travel forever, and let's see here, it loves to travel long distances and pollinate over time. Now, one thing you notice, I'm able to pull these out easy like this. That's because you got a nice root ball. When I planted them out in the garden, they weren't quite there yet, but now I can pull them up and they're not giving any resistance, so it's working very well. So, I mean, it is awful tempting right now. So why don't you go ahead and plant your corn? Because I know the soil temperature's up high enough now. It wasn't earlier, you know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. That one, you know, maybe. But if you're just going to plant one corn variety, a corn is a true annual. So it's going to grow up, it's going to make its corn, and it's going to be done. So unless you have a really good reason, you might be saying, hey, I'm going to try to beat. I'm not going to, if you're not going to irrigate your corn, it would be good to get in early because you're trying to make sure you don't need that last rainfall. So that would be something, but still, I mean, we're almost in March. You know, I don't see a reason to do that. So tomatoes, yeah, I'm all for it. If you're in zone 9A, get them in the ground. Just be prepared, have a backup plan, and also be prepared to cover them. Now, none of my tomatoes that I planted in the ground, I planted 80 to 90 plants, I think, or close to 100 out there. They're about 80 out there now, and I'll be planting some more later because some of these weren't quite big enough at the time. You know, you want to have some in backup. You want to be able to cover them because we're probably still going to get another frost, I'm thinking. That's another thing about not planting the corn or the beans or whatever. Or do you got a way to cover them without crushing the plants? I still think we're a little bit late on that. I will also caution you, if you're going to try to grow corn in these kind of trays, it doesn't work very well. You have to be really good at doing it. You have a short window, like a couple of days, that when they're ready to go out to the field, you got to put them in the field. Whether it's raining, muddy, it doesn't matter, because it's the way that corn is made. There's a little note in there. If you ever mess that up, you mess up the corn for the rest of its life. So you do need to get it in on the right time. So, you know, the other thing on corn, you need to grow it in a block, because it's like today. It's a windy day, wind's blowing this way. So if I planted my corn like this and the wind's all blowing this way, all the pollen blowing this way, this row here is not getting any pollination at all. Now, if it blows kind of at an angle, it's better, but a corn plant itself, if you had one corn plant, and that corn plant's sitting right here, that's the only corn plant that you had, that corn plant is not going to pollinate itself. Now, if you got another corn plant sitting side by side, they'll pollinate each other. But they've done some analysis. I think one of them, I think, is 97% of the kernels on a cob of corn is pollinated by another plant. They're you know, you don't have to have another variety. This corn plant, same variety, will pollinate this corn here, but this, if all you got is one, it won't. So if the wind's blowing this way, this corn would potentially pollinate this one, but this corn won't get pollinated. So, and helicopter. So that's another thing to think of. We're right at that edge. I still think we're a week or two away from really saying, hey, let's go for it and let's see if we can beat the frost. Even though the forecast looks really good, but 10 days before Monday night, it showed 46 degrees as a low, and then when it actually happened, we got down probably below 30. I will say in the last video I said that one on the computer said 32, but what happens when you go back on history, it kicked me to another station. So actually that station was further south than what I am. So 30 was probably what we got down to, if not a degree or two lower. So that would have taken out the corn. It would have burnt back the corn. It would have taken out any beans, any squash, any cucumbers. Like I say, on those, wait a little while. I'm going to do another video on what to plant in March. And it's going to be a lot more stuff than we could plant in February. Same thing with the peppers. My peppers here, and this is hot pepper. They don't like cold. I mean, even when it gets below, if it gets below 50 degrees, I'm taking them inside. And this eggplant over here, they also don't like the cold. So I may wait till April to plant these. So, but it's just, if you're planting your tomatoes, I've said it before, if you're planting your tomatoes and if you're planting your tomatoes and your peppers at the same time, you're planting one of them at the wrong time, because they should be planted about a month apart. Because tomato plants, if it gets low like that, you got down to 30 degrees, those tomatoes out there are fine. If you had peppers out there, that's going to stunt those peppers. They're not going to do anything for 2 or 3 weeks. And the overall crop, just like a cotton crop, it will also be inhibited. Because actually peppers are also another plant that is a climatic annual, but you can grow it as a perennial. You just have to bring them inside. You have to keep it from freezing too much. The cotton that we had out in West Texas, we found out about it. It was also a perennial. And we heard out in Arizona and stuff, they can actually get 2 or 3 crops out of it. And I don't know how they do that, but I know what we did one year was having to plant some CRP land. And so we were just going to overseed into the cotton stalks. And it actually worked really well. But we'd also had a problem with, they was trying to kill the boll weevil problem. So they're going to try to kill those and eradicate those. And eradicate means you got to kill all of them. Well, all of a sudden we started having this volunteer cotton, and we thought the volunteer cotton was coming from the seeds. And we had planted some of the forbs in with the grass mix, so we couldn't go out there and just spray herbicide on it. And the boll weevil people was mad at us. We said, well, we can't authorize that because it's going to kill what we planted. And they said, you just need to spray it too. And they didn't like that. But what we got out there and started doing, we started pulling up the stalks, which no one does that, okay? I mean, I'm sure there's farmers that has never walked out there in the springtime and pulled up cotton stalk. We started putting up those cotton stalks, and this is in West Texas, where we got down probably single digits that year. I know in the low teens. About that far in the ground, because you plant the corn, the cotton 2 or 3 inches deep. You had all these sprouts coming off that corn, that stalk of corn, of the cotton plant. I'm going to get cotton and corn mixed up now, but the cotton plant actually will come back. I've had peppers do that before here. I had a mild winter, and the pepper plant, it died back to almost to the ground, and then it started sprouting out again. It never did do a whole lot, but that was just because the bed was bad. And there's some people that do multiple, a year. They try to grow a pepper on the second year. But anyway, I'm going to continue to get these things done and not talk so much. But like I say, it's pretty easy potting these things up. One thing I will say is just make sure I put them all the way down to the bottom of the bottom. Let me shift black. I take these leaves off. Don't know if that's necessary. And say some all the way to the bottom, and just fill them up. So anyway, that's all I got to say today. I'll be in here later, and I'll do a video on what you can plant in March and things, and kind of planting dates. Because not everything you want to do in the beginning of March, some stuff you want to do in the middle of March, and other stuff you want to wait till April. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.